And Solomon here, he talks about, he returns to the real thing in the end of this chapter, the last verse, last chapter. He finally figures it out and tells us all this practical wisdom that he's been observing, practical observation of all different kinds of ways to be happy in this world. And he lands on this following conclusion. You guys know the conclusion, right? Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Keep God's commandments. Fear God. Fearing God, understanding that He is the Creator and you are not. That is man's all. It comes down to that. Right? For God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. Right? So God's in control. He's going to bring judgment. So this is all about the covenant that we have with our Creator. We're going to covenant with Him. We need to bend our free will to match His. Right? So how does our free will interact with God's plan for the world? We talked about that a little bit. You have this free will on one hand, God's in control and has a divine plan on the other hand. So where does biblical wisdom fit into this? Righteous wisdom happens when we bend our personal free will to meet God's will. Right? A personal example, I can remember as a young man, I heard in a group setting kind of like this, I was sitting in the chair and there was a question posed to the group. And God said, "You say this." Oh, that wasn't my thought. Too scared. Didn't say it. Heard it again. Didn't say it. Heard it a third time. Didn't say it. A few seconds later, somebody on the other side of the room says the same thing I just was told to say. Wow, that's great insight. That is amazing. Everyone's like, "Thank you for sharing. That really blessed me." Could have been me, right? Could have been me. God's plan that day was somebody was going to say this. He chose me. I chose no. Sorry. I pray that we would all be willing, when spoken to be ready to stand in God's will, right? Bend our will. Don't be afraid of what people are going to think about you. Be ready to say what He's telling you to say when the time comes, right? So being in covenant with the Creator is bending our free will to be His will.